Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Yonella. It has been such a long time since I have sat down and filmed a video, but today I wanted to do this because I have a product that I have been wanting to try out and wanting to use. I bought it about 3 weeks ago and have yet to use it, so it's been like something I've been wanting to try out, and it is the Shiseido Revitalessence Skin Glow Foundation. I have seen one of my favorite YouTubers use it, and she just like could not stop raving about it. So I had to pick it up, and I do want to try it out. So that's what we're going to do today. So let's just go ahead and get right into it. So I've already prepped my face. I've partially done my makeup. I just need to do foundation and the rest of my face. But this foundation is a skin glow foundation, which I usually like matte finish foundations. I'm not so much of a glowy foundation girl, but I do suffer with dry skin or like dry spots on my face. So I figured this is probably something good for my skin. It also has SPF 30, so that is definitely a plus. I do suffer with some melasma here on my face. It just, after 30, it just appeared and it has not left. I just have a little bit here, and then I have freckles on my face and like a little spot over here. Wearing SPF is very important whether you're like in direct sunlight or not. You should always wear SPF. It also claims to have bio boosted red technology. Not exactly sure. I think that's like the red light thing. So whatever is in that is in here. And fermented kefir and niacinamide. It said it's a skincare active foundation that provides a healthy glow finish and 24-hour hydration in just 1 week. Bare skin is visibly more even-toned, hydrated, and smooth. Powered by the fermented kefir and niacinamide, this foundation packs the same level of effective skincare ingredient as Shiseido serum. It's a medium coverage for 12 hours, and it says been clinically tested on 27 out of 31 women and consumer tested on 109 women. We will see if that is true. I will be wearing this today, and I'll try to check in throughout the day to kind of give you guys a little, update on how it's looking, how it's wearing. Does it get oily? I tend to have issues like right in my T-zone where the makeup starts to separate on my skin, especially when I start sweating. So the first place I notice is right here in my nose. So we will see how that wears out throughout the day, and I'm gonna try and keep it on for as long as I can until I go to bed tonight. Here is what the product looks like. It's a cute little bottle. You get about 30 ml, which is 1 fluid ounce, and I want to say this is about $45. I will put the price right here. I also just noted that it's dented, and I didn't check that before I purchased it. Unless it comes like that for your finger, I'm gonna assume that that's intentional, so that way it's easy to pull the product off. So it's kind of cool if that is what that is. I love that it has a pump because it just makes it easier to get the product. Since I'm not a huge fan of like glowy makeup, I don't know what's the best tool to use. Is it a brush? Is it a sponge? So what we're gonna do is we're gonna try half and a half. I'm gonna do half of my face with a brush and half with a sponge, a wet sponge. I'm just gonna pump it onto my skin. Normally I do use like a foundation brush to apply it onto the skin. The color I have is in number 340 Oak. Okay, so we'll try with my damp beauty blender. I don't know that a damp beauty blender is the best thing because it is a glowy foundation, so it's more water-based in that sense, and it may just kind of soak up the product versus packing it on the skin, which I think is what's happening. It does look, if you want a more like natural look with like almost no foundation, I think a beauty blender is gonna be it. But for this foundation, definitely think I need a brush. I really don't like how thin that is. It's like if you're doing the no makeup look, you can use the damp beauty blender, but yeah, I'm definitely gonna use the brush just to get more coverage. Okay, I definitely love more so how that looks. And I come in a little closer so you guys can see a little better. So yes, I feel like having a brush works way better with this foundation if you're trying to get some coverage. I do want coverage because I just love having more of like, I like natural looking makeup, but at the same time, like depending on how I'm feeling, I prefer to have some coverage just because I have the melasma and some like little red spots on my face. So we're gonna continue by applying the foundation, concealer. I do love this Revlon concealer. It's just very creamy. I was using the Tarte for a while, but this one is really nice and super affordable, so we're not breaking the bank, even though we kind of broke it with the foundation. It's okay. I know a lot of makeup trends have changed, and a lot of people don't really do the triangle anymore under the eye, but you know what? If you do, you do. And I'm one of those girlies. I have always loved doing this and have not stopped. Some of the makeup trends I just honestly can't get into. So I am going to set it with this setting powder from Laura Mercier. It's just the translucent powder. Again, I love a matte finish, so I always love to see how a foundation does with setting powder, even if it's not like a matte finish foundation. I'm always going to show you guys how I wear makeup because, you know, if I just sat here and not do this part, even though I know I would do it on a regular basis, then it wouldn't be like a good review because I want you to see how I wear it. And if you're the type who loves doing how I'm doing it, then, you know, this will give you that honest review. I do feel like that picked up really well. I feel like if I added another layer, it would be like full coverage. It does say it was a medium coverage foundation, and I think it holds true to that. Definitely liking it so far. So here is the completed look. I honestly feel like I absolutely love this. Even though I set it with the powder, I feel like there's still a little bit of a glow that's happening, and I love it. So I'm going to stop the video here and we're going to go about our day. I'll do some check-in during the day just to kind of show you where we're at, how it's looking. But I'm loving this so far. It doesn't feel heavy. It feels very light. It feels like, again, I could do a lighter look versus a little bit more coverage. I love this. I'm going to stop here and we're going to go and see how this wears throughout the day because I am loving it so far. It is currently now 2:11. When we first did the video, it was about 10 a.m. and makeup is still going strong. I actually haven't really looked at myself in the mirror, but I think it still has set well. Again, I'm not a huge dewy fan, so the dewiness is kind of like it's a little strange to me, but overall it's holding up. Not really much big breakage, or what do you call it, disintegration on the nose, so going good. Still a little eyeliner here, but we'll check in just a little bit. Alright guys, so just disregard any mess you see in my background, but it is now 10:47 p.m. and I have had this foundation on pretty much 12 hours. I've had it on since about 10 a.m. this morning, and I would say it has held up really well. Like, I feel like, I would say I feel like it's held up pretty well, but also at the same time, I also feel like it's kind of like melted, if that makes any sense. Like I see a very light coverage and, you know, have a little oil in the T-zone area. Around the nose, I feel like the foundation is almost obsolete. I definitely still have some coverage, but it definitely had melted a little bit. So I mean, I have had it on for 12 hours. I believe it said it was a 12-hour wear. So if you're doing like, you know, going to work, then coming home, I think you'll be totally fine. Again, I don't think it looks bad. There is still coverage, of course, but it's just a little bit lighter than earlier today. Overall, my consensus is going to be that this foundation, if you want more of a natural look, I think it definitely works. If you're a little bit oily, you will experience like the shininess and a little bit of the disappearing on the nose, kind of like just in certain spots. But overall, it's not a bad foundation. I love that it has the SPF in there. It's gonna be good for the skin. I definitely think it's worth it. I can't say that I would repurchase it because I do love my Chanel Vita Lumiere Aqua from Chanel, but I feel like it's also almost the same. Because at the end of the night with this foundation, you will kind of experience the same thing. So it is a good foundation. I do love my Chanel foundation, so I wanted to try this one out, and it's only the first time, so I'm gonna wear it some more, and if I change my mind, you know, I'll do another video. But for this first video, first trial, I think it works pretty well. So I hope you enjoyed this review, and I hope it's helpful to you. If you have any suggestions for me, definitely leave it in the comments, and I will see you guys later. Thanks for watching.